The mindset shift that made me my first 100K. I didn't change my business. I didn't overhaul my marketing. I didn't even launch a new offer. I changed my standard. And that shift took me from stuck to my first 100K. Today I'm breaking down the old beliefs that kept me stuck, why most people sabotage their income ceiling, what Bob Proctor taught me that changed everything, how I redefined what I would tolerate, and the mindset practice I still use every single day. By the end, you'll know exactly how to raise your standard and raise your income. The old beliefs that kept me stuck. When I first started, I worked hard, but deep down, I didn't believe I deserved more. Now that was a hard pain to swallow. I told myself I just needed more time, more clients, more luck. I was negotiating with myself. How many of you right now are negotiating with yourself? But the truth was, I was operating from a belief system that says, this is as good as it gets for me. But I didn't want to admit it, but that was the belief that was driving everything I was doing. That belief was a ceiling. No matter how hard I worked, I kept hitting it. Why most people sabotage their income ceiling. Your income is almost always in alignment with your identity. If you see yourself as a $50,000 a year earner, you'll subconsciously reject anything that contradicts it. You'll procrastinate on opportunities. Do you realize when you procrastinate, you just killed opportunity after opportunity, then they stop coming. You'll say no to things that would have changed everything. It's not that you can't earn more. It's not that you're capable of earning more. It's that your self-concept won't allow it. If this is clicking for you, comment the word identity below so I know you're locking this in. Identity is crucial. What I learned from Bob Proctor was a life changer for me. Bob told me something I'll never forget. He said, you'll never outperform your self-image. At first, I understood what the words meant, but I didn't understand what that meant in the big picture for me. I didn't get it. But then I realized every time I tried to grow my income, my results snapped back to the level of my identity. I would have great months, and then the next month it will all even out. If I wanted to earn $100,000, I couldn't just do more, I had to be more. Now, I became obsessed with identity, and that's what changed the game. I always say if I was starting this over from the beginning, I would lock in on identity from the beginning. I read 300 books, but I only needed one book, and that was Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. If you don't have it in your library, I highly recommend you get it. I devoured that book because I was not good with just being average. I was ready to change my life, and I know you're on my YouTube channel because you are too. And I'm gonna show you exactly what to do and how to do it, and how to redefine what you no longer will tolerate. Here's where I want you to lock in. Here's what changed. I stopped asking what I could get, and I started asking who I wanted to be, what I no longer was willing to tolerate. I stopped tolerating. I stopped settling for average. I stopped undercharging for my work, and I stopped saying yes to misaligned clients. I stopped putting my goals on the back burner, and I set new non-negotiables. Not goals, but standards. Goals are what you strive for. Standards are who you really are. These are the standards that I'm talking about that you don't rise to, you live in from the moment you accept it. I want to say that again. You don't rise to it, you live it the moment you accept it, and then you bend time in your favor. The mindset practice that was such a game changer for me that I still use today. It's the daily practice that locked it in for me. Every morning I would write the 6-figure version of me, then the 7-figure, then the 8-figure version of me as my life kept expanding. But the 6-figure version of me always, and then I would say what it did. The 6-figure version of me always acted on ideas. Then it became the 6-figure went from low 6 figures to mid 6 figures to 7 figures. And I would fill in those blanks because success leaves clues. So I studied people who were operating at the level that I wanted to get in, and I modeled their attitude. I modeled their behaviors. I would fill in those blanks in that statement, and I would already act like it was already true. The power wasn't in the writing, it was in the becoming. It was holding myself to that standard, that image in real time. Within a few months, everything changed. My actions started matching my identity and my new income caught up. I went from $150,000 in debt to a positive $282,000. And then in year 2, it jumped to $1 million. If you're ready to make this shift for yourself and finally raise your standards to match your potential, and when I say raise your standards, I want you to think, how do I want to live right now? And I want you to bring your standard of living up to how you want to live instead of doing what 98% of the population does, is bring all their standards down to match their current reality. It's the fulfilling cycle of doom. Same thoughts, same feelings, same actions, same results. Now, I want you to really do this for yourself. I want you to download my free wealth roadmap. The link is in the comments. It's the exact process I use to create that 100,000 shift. Your business doesn't need to be a total rebuild. You just need to stop living under the ceiling you set for yourself. Every level of growth starts with a decision. Until we decide, nothing happens. The decision, what I'm talking about, is no longer accepting less than you're capable of. And when you make that decision, your habits change. I want you to look right now of what you're capable. Are you going all in your capability? All you have to do is look at your income. If you're in business, are you leveraging social media the way you can? In your health, are you leveraging healthy habits? Are you in proximity with great mentors? Are you on their hip? Because they're going to teach you so much more than money. They're going to teach you the most important thing, which is understanding you. That's what I teach all my clients. And guess what happens? When you understand you and you change, everything in your life matches that new standard. When you make that decision, your habits are going to change, your opportunities are going to change, and your income changes. So ask yourself, what's one thing you've been tolerating that the future version of you would never accept? That answer, that's where your breakthrough begins. And here's the trick to breakthroughs. Just be great. Be better than you were yesterday. Now, if you're ready to take this further, watch my next video where I'll show you the exact shift that stops self-sabotage before it costs you your next big win. Hey, it's Arash, and I've got something for those of you who've been asking, Arash, how can you coach me? How can I work with you? How can I get closer to what you're doing? Whether you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, or just someone hungry, I want to help you. And here's how. There's a link below this video. I want you to click it right now. All I'm asking for is your name, your phone number, and one question. What do you really want? How do you really want to live? That's it. Fill it out, and you're giving me permission to personally reach out to you. When you do, I'm going to connect with you and create a game plan. Now listen, if you've been watching my content and you're ready for a breakthrough, or you're already winning big and you're just obsessed with getting better, going even further, I'm the coach. We're in a new era. And when you click that link, you're saying, Arash, I'm giving you permission to stretch me, to push me, to bring me upwards. And I promise you, if you're ready, this will change your life. So stop waiting, click the link, fill out the form, do it right now, and I'll be in touch.